Okay, guys, so as I mentioned, I am back. Oh my God, feeling super fired up and extremely creative. So, this day was glutes and hamstrings. I went to the gym by myself. Usually I go with my husband, but he didn't go this day. And I was trying to think of really creative ways to warm up. Usually I warm up with just like standing kickbacks or anything like that. So I decided to do hyperextensions and reverse hyperextensions, all banded. So on this particular one, it could be used as a lower back exercise because it's a hyperextension and it's lower back. But if you relax the glutes, it's used as lower back. If you don't relax the glutes and you squeeze and you change your range of motion, then it is glutes and hamstrings, depending on how low you go. Now, here is where, so I did a few sets upstairs. Well, I say upstairs like you guys know about the size of the gym. And then I went over and I got myself set up. So what I did was, as you can see, I have the gray material band and the red long band from the X bands. And then what I did was I slowly went up in weight, and it wasn't about trying to get 600 pounds. For this day, it was about going up in bands, then going up in weight. So then you see that I went to the pink one, which the gray one for me is large, extra large, and then the pink one is small, medium. And then the bands, the red band is lighter than the black long band. The attachment and the way that I did it, you saw. You could rewind and look at the video again. And I did a superset with either banded squats or banded jump squats. This is banded tempo squats. So, and then finally I just had on the gray band and heavier weight. And I kept everything with reps of 20, 15. The lowest I did was 12, and then I supersetted it with, like I said, either the banded squats, banded tempo squats. And then I totally missed this thing. I have not done this exercise in a really, really, really long time, but it's really important that you find the right Smith machine to attach the bands to give the proper resistance. So as you see, I got both the red bands from the X band, and I'm super wide. You will see the angle once I change the angle of the camera, but super wide and super low. It probably would have been better if the pegs were a little bit lower, but I went up in weight. So, and this one I kept 15 to 12 reps. I didn't go under 12 reps. And toward the end, I did superset it with a different exercise. But over here, you could see I went up in weight, super wide, not super low. Like my squats, when I do barbell squats, are a little lower than this, but the wider the feet, the more you engage the glutes. And then I'm squeezing and pushing forward, and my feet are wide, turned out, and right in line with the track of the Smith machine. And then over here, I didn't realize that the camera wasn't really pointing at me, so I'm just showing you my setup. The black band is attached to something low, and then I'm doing basically banded glute squats. So you take your knees out of the equation, and you just squat low. So now you could see how wide my feet are in this. Super wide, like almost like a plie or a sumo squat, and that's basically what it is. And then, since the black one was not enough, I got all three of them attached, and then you'll see how I'm getting it set up. And you do want to kneel on a mat, and I basically did, and I supersetted this, as I mentioned, 12 reps, 15 or 12 reps of the squats. And then the glute squats, I did like a burnout anywhere from 20 to 30. So with this one, when it was heavier, with all three of them, it was, I think I did 20 on this set. And then I'm doing like a super squeeze. You really have to think about tucking the hips under and squeezing the glutes together so you also don't hyperextend the back. Then, as you see, I got really creative with my squat, my leg press, feet super wide, thinking about bringing the knees down as low as you possibly can to the side of the body, and then thinking about when you press up that you're squeezing and pinching the legs together, almost like an adductor machine. And then I just went up in weight again. I went up in weight, and up in the bands I kept with all three bands at all times. And then I did see this a long time ago, but I hadn't done it in a while, where I supersetted the isometric squat, and you can go heavier on that with an isometric bridge. This seat does lean back, and I wish I would have actually leaned it back a little bit more, but I still got really glute, and it's a different glute activation when you're squatted down as when you're bridged up. So, of course, I had to get a bill fee in the gym, a little booty flex for you. So I hope you guys like this. This is pretty much the whole workout. I did do seated hamstring curls.